What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Iron Fist Season 2. Man. Now, you guys may know that I have said countless times that, you guys know how much I love the Marvel Netflix series, and I have admitted recently that I will say that Iron Fist has definitely been my least favorite, and honestly, if I rewatch Season 1, I'd probably give it a 9. But I will say Season 2 was once again fucking phenomenal. Like, they definitely learned a lot from the problems of Season 1, and now I would still say Iron Fist is still the bomb because I still kind of like Defenders a little bit more, Daredevil a little bit more, Jessica Jones a little bit more, for a variety of reasons, which I've mentioned in my Luke Cage Season 2 review, my Jessica Jones Season 2 review. You guys can probably guess why I like Daredevil more, because the villains and of course the Punisher was in it. There's a variety of reasons, but this was great. This season was fucking phenomenal. I loved it. It was another phenomenal series, guys. And yeah, now, I'll talk about that later. Let's get right into it. So the cast includes for Iron Fist is Finn Jones, Jessica Hedwig, Jessica Storp, Tom Pellifier, Alice Eve, Sasha Dihawan, and many more. Into the plot of Season 2, and also Simone Miski? I think they say it. In the plot of Season 2 is it takes place after the events of the Defenders, as it also looks like also the events of Luke Cage Season 2 as well. Judging from a couple comments Misty made about Luke Cage, it seems that this also takes place after the events of Luke Cage Season 2 as well, so yeah. And since Iron Fist, since the end of Defenders, as we learned, Danny Rand has taken over Daredevil's places, looking over the city, protecting it, fighting crime and everything. While this is going on, an old friend of him that he knew at Kunlun by the name of Davos. I love Davos has come back. He wants to take more of the Iron Fist away from Danny. And while this is also going on, you got some stuff with Joy and Warden, which I won't lie, I was kind of lost with their subplot, but that's probably because my memory of Season 1 is terrible, and the recap didn't really do a good job of kind of explaining what exactly happened in there. Yeah, so without that being said, let's get right into it. Now, first off, let's talk about the ending. I'm also not going to talk about spoilers, at least not yet. I'm saving that for the end of the video. But in case you guys are wondering, does this, like I asked the same thing with just when I did my Luke Cage season review. Now I also got to say that Jessica Jones, I also have to break the enforcers that Jessica Jones has now gotten canceled, so now they're all canceled. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Season 3 was confirmed, right? And didn't they also rep shooting? So, is Season 3 still canceled, or are they going to drop Season 3 and then, they're done? Because I know that Season 3 was confirmed. That after I finished Season 2, it said right there, after I finished up the last episode of Season 2, says Season 3, that Jessica Jones is coming back with Season 3. And I'm pretty sure they also wrapped shooting, but I could be wrong on that. So, if I am, tell me down below if Season 3 is still happening or not, because I'm not certain about that one, and I'll probably should look that up when I get the chance to. Yeah, which... Man, that sucks that Jessica Jones also got canceled along with the Punisher. But I'll talk more about Punisher's cancellation when we get to Season 2 of Punisher, because some funny stuff happened there with Eminem. Anyway, so let me answer this right now. For anyone who hasn't seen Iron Fist Season 2 and you're kind of worried, does it end with a decent enough conclusion where I won't lose sleep over not getting a Season 3? I mean, the same thing with Luke Cage, where they obviously do set up stuff for a third season, but there's enough here, and it's conclusive enough to where you will not lose sleep if we don't get Season 3, unless you were just really excited what they showed off at the end of Season 2. Me personally, I was interested with some of the stuff they set up for Season 3, but if we never get Season 3, like Netflix series don't come back on the Disney streaming service, and they start them over and they continue from where they left off, then I won't lose sleep over it. I'll be a little disappointed, and I would like to see what they would have gone for Season 3, but I'm not going to lose sleep because they don't end on no cliffhangers. They don't really sequel bait that hard, other than, like I said, just some mild setting up. It's fine enough. So if you guys haven't seen Iron Fist Season 2 and you're kind of worried about the ending, you'll be fine. So anyway, First off, the cast. The cast was a great job. Finn Jones is an amazing job as Iron Fist. He was. I know a lot of people didn't end up really liking him in season 1. I think it was more the writing that was part of their problem with Danny in the season 1. But I'd say I liked him in season 1, and I love him here. Like, he gives off a great performance. He's not annoying if you were like one of the people that didn't like how he said like, "I am the immortal Iron Fist. I am the immortal Iron Fist. Not you, me. I am the Iron Fist. I am the immortal Iron Fist. Did I mention I am the immortal Iron Fist?" Like, there's no mention of that. Danny's kind of guy. Which, by the way, did Danny have like a slash through his tattoo in like the Defenders? Because now it's completely gone. Like, I don't know. My memory of the Defenders isn't good, but I'm pretty sure there was a slash through it. I'm pretty sure it was like he legit like cut through it. Or am I misremembering? I don't know. But I remember there was a slash through his chest, through where the dragon tattoo was. So whatever happened, he got rid of it. He does a great job. Jessica Hedwig does an amazing job as Colleen. I love Colleen in season 1. She was without doubt one of my favorite characters in season 1, if not my favorite character in season 1. And she was great here. She brought her income. I really did the subplot with her, with how she's handling the aftermath of the Defenders when she had to kill her master and everything. How she is no longer, that she's done with the dojo. She's just kind of just helping out Danny. She isn't training anymore. And what they did with Colleen was pretty cool. I really dug with Colleen. Jessica Storp does a really damn good job as Joy. They did a lot of interesting stuff with Joy, where okay, like the stuff with Joy, but I think definitely the highlight of the season was definitely Tom Pelphrey, who played Ward. He, of course, you know, Joy's brother. He did an amazing job because he is going in these NA meetings for drug addiction. I think also anger management. He's also having some trouble with, and there are so many there is a lot of emotional stuff with him. Like, if there was one character that gets a lot of the emotional scenes, it's him. Like, there are various scenes where he's arguing with people, you can just see in his face how he's just trying to hold back his anger, because, like I gotta say, the dude does an amazing job here. And there's times where, you know, he has to open up a little bit more in the meetings. He was without doubt the highlight of the show, just on pure acting. He was definitely the best part. He stole the show, definitely. They were like, that man, I'd say, was worthy of an award. Because he was just fucking phenomenal, man. He was great. Like, he was the best person. Now, let me talk about the villain, Davos. Who was played by Sacha Dhawan, or how you say the last name. I would definitely say he is the best villain we've gotten in the Marvel Netflix series since, honestly, Cottonmouth. Now, where would I rank him among the Netflix villains? I would definitely put, Cottonmouth number 1, and I would put Davos either at 2 or number 3. Only because my memory of Kingpin isn't that great, and I'll give you guys a more definitive answer what I think about Kingpin when I see Daredevil Season 3, which is up next. I'm going to watch that next. I'm probably going to watch it, maybe hopefully try and get to it tomorrow. Which, by the way, I'm not even going to watch the trailer for season 3, because I actually asked a friend of mine who loved season 3 of Daredevil and saw it. I was like, hey man, should I just go in blind or should I watch the trailer? He said, bro, go in blind. So I'm like, all right, man, I'll go in blind. I know a little bit of season 3. Like, I know Bullseye's in it. I know shit hits a fan of that series and that season. So yeah, I'm definitely kind of curious what's going to happen in Daredevil season 3 when I finally see that. Anyway, back to he was definitely phenomenal. He was just so good, and I love the times we spent in Kunlun, and there's this one scene that he does with his mother right before he leaves Kunlun to go back to get Danny. It was fucking phenomenal. That scene was absolutely amazing. Like, he's great throughout the whole season. He had this amazing presence. I really dug about his villain, when he's with Danny, it's great. The fights he's in there, and he was just overall just really badass and very menacing. You could tell this man don't fuck around, and I like that. That was really cool. He gave me that Cottonmouth vibe where it's like, you better not fuck with this man. You better not get on his bad side, otherwise he'll fuck you up. It was great, man. I loved it. He was great. Another thing I gotta say I love, the soundtrack. This is without doubt the best soundtrack in out of all the Marvel Netflix series so far, I guess. Because the only things I got left is Daredevil Season 3 and Punisher Season 2. As left said, but this soundtrack was so good. Like, it definitely has that more tribal feel to it. There's you guys will tell in the background music, which I'll use. I'll be using some of the soundtracks as my background music, and you guys can tell the music is fucking phenomenal. Man, I was Shazamming tracks left and right. This show probably was the record for the most Shazams I've done for a single Netflix series. Like, I've done some Shazams for like Luke Cage, other series, but most of those were just like songs that were used, not straight up songs from the actual soundtrack, like this was. And the soundtrack, man, it's fucking amazing, man. That soundtrack was so good. The fight choreography was also great once again. I really dug the fight choreography was all great, shot pretty well lit, and it just looked great to see. And also the CGI and the Iron Fist itself was fucking amazing, man. Also, I gotta say, one thing I loved about season 1 was Misty was actually in the series a lot more than what Danny's role was in, or Colleen's role was in Luke Cage season. Because as you guys remember, Colleen was like in like the first couple episodes of Luke Cage season 2, and Danny was like only like the first episode 6 of season 2 of Luke Cage. Here, Misty stays as the pivotal part of the story, pivotal part of the rest of the series for around the second half of the season. Misty's in pretty much all the episodes, and she also serves a pretty big role, which means you get a lot of stuff with her and Colleen. It's great stuff. Their chemistry is great, and I really wish we got a Daughters of the Dragon Netflix series, which, granted, with the Disney streaming service, which I think it's called Disney Plus, I think. There could still be a possibility we might get the Netflix series to return, or maybe they might do Netflix X series with other characters, so maybe we might end up getting the Colleen Misty series, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. But it would have been really cool if we did, man. It would have been really, really cool. That we wish to, if we can get that, man. She was great. She's always great as Misty. If you guys follow me on my socials, I've posted a lot of clips of her, because she was just so entertaining in the series, man. Yeah, top of the cast, soundtrack, anything else, any other positives I can mention? Yeah, it's about now let's get into some of the negatives. I don't have too many, but I have a few. First off, the subplot with whole thing with Joy, where she's kind of like getting revenge for Danny because she felt like she wronged him. I don't know. I think it could just be my memory of the Defenders in season 1 was just really bad, so I can't fault the series too much. So I'm not going to fault the series much on that, because like I said, most of this could just be because of my memory and I haven't gone back and watched Defenders or Iron Fist season 1 since I last saw them and did my reviews for both those seasons. But with Joy, she acts like Danny like really wronged her, which at the most we saw her is that she got shot like I think the Defenders. That's it. She acts like Joy acts like Danny murdered her best friend or her brother. Which, but I gotta say, I really, besides that whole stuff where like there's this like really huge wedge between Joy and Warden, that stuff where Warden's trying to like make peace with Joy, but Joy's just doing her own thing with Davos. I almost forgot his name there for a second. With Davos. But like the whole stuff where she like wants revenge on Danny, I thought that was a little weird, because I don't know how she was like, she was the person that was all over when Danny came back. She was like, that's Danny, and Warren was like, no, he's an imposter. But now here she is, pretty much almost like a secondary villain in the series, where she like, is pissed off at Dan for what he did, pissed off at Ward, and she's pissed off at everybody essentially. But one other pro I forgot to mention was Walker, played by Alice Eve. I can't go into a lot of details with her character because a lot of what happened to her is very much spoilers. So I'll talk more about it in the spoiler section. But I gotta say, she was a great addition to this season, and I really dug her character. And I would have liked to see her more, which actually, fun fact, apparently, I read this somewhere, Moon Knight was actually supposed to be in this series. But he ended up getting cut, or maybe that was just a false rumor, whatever the case may be. I wouldn't be surprised if this was her replacement. Which I'll get to that in the spoiler section. I also got to mention her. She was also great. I loved Walker. She was very, very interesting. So now back to Nigga. So there was something. One thing I would have liked we saw more of was Kunlun, because while we do get a decent chunk of Kunlun, we even get this. And I like there was a little bit of some comic book reference we got here, like when Danny and Doubles is facing off to be the one who is worthy to face off against the dragon to become the immortal Iron Fist. They're wearing the traditional Iron Fist mask, yellow with like the black outlines for the eyes. I thought that was really cool. It looked really cool in live action, and I thought that was a nice little touch. We don't see Danny in the full-fledged suit at all in the season, except just the mask, which Yo, that was pretty cool. I like that we got the mask, at least saw the mask, because I thought that was actually a really nice touch with some of the mask. That whole fight was also amazing, and also when we and the song that was playing there, spectacular, man. That song was, oh my god, that song. The fight choreography was there was great. It was so brutal and grit. It was all brutal, grounded, and gritty. It was great stuff, man. That fight was so good. And it looks like they even they were fighting for over a day too, which these guys must have hella stamina then if they were fighting from sunset to from sunrise to sunset then back to sunrise, or sunrise to sunset then back to sunrise. Anyway. That fight was also fucking phenomenal, man. That fight was that was probably like my favorite fight in the whole season. It was probably when Danny faced off against Davos, when they were trying to figure out who's going to face off against the dragon and become the immortal Iron Fist. So I would have liked we saw more time in Kunlun, just because we do get some time in Kunlun, but I would have liked seeing a lot more of it, explore a lot more of Danny and Davos' relationship, what they show off is pretty good, but I would have liked seeing a little bit more. Some of the more bonding ones, because we only get maybe one scene where they're kind of bonding, but we don't really see how much they truly bonded and became brothers. We kind of just get little pieces here and there. I would like we spend a decent chunk of time in Kunlun, also because I think Kunlun looks pretty interesting for what we see in the Netflix series. Great. I've never read any Iron Fist content. I know next to nothing about the character other than what's been shown off in the Netflix series, but I would have liked to be spend some more time in Kunlun. Another thing I would have liked to see more of was maybe more of Walker. More time in her backstory, more just time of her with her character, just because I was very interested with who she is, what she does. That would like to be delved a little bit more with it, but yeah. And yeah, besides, that's about all I really got to see with Flaws. There's not really too much, just a couple things I would have liked to see more of. The subplot with Joy I thought was a little weird with how much she hates Danny. You almost thought she was Harry Osborn there with how much she wanted to get rid of Danny and how much she wanted to, make Danny suffer for what he did. Like I said, I felt that kind of weird, but that could just because my memory of Iron Fist Season 1, The Defenders, is just really bad. So let me give you guys my final verdict, and then we'll move on to the spoilers section. So, first I gotta say is, what I recommend this season to you guys. If you were someone who loved the first season of Iron Fist, and you haven't watched, and for whatever reason you haven't watched it yet, like I was, and you were holding off because you were busy, definitely go check it out, because this is definitely a lot better than Season 1. If you were someone that didn't like Season 1, that's a tough one for me, because a part of me would like to say yes, you should give it a chance, give it a watch. But at the same time, while it is a lot better than Season 1, I don't think you'll end up thinking you'll probably still end up being like me, where you'll think it's still the weakest in the Marvel Netflix series. But I think but I'll definitely say if you didn't like Season 1, you'll like this one a hell of a lot more. I can tell you guys that much. So, take that as you will. So overall, I would give Iron Fist Season 2 a 10 out of 10. Yep, the streak continues. 2 more seasons, and we'll see if they can keep this streak. I mean, I know they're gonna keep the streak up because all I got left is Daredevil and Punisher, which are some of the most critically acclaimed ones. You ask most people, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I love the Punisher, I love Daredevil." So we know the streak's gonna continue with those two, but let's see. Who knows? Maybe something might happen. I might end up not giving them 10s, but we'll have to see on that front. So yeah, guys. So let's get on to the spoiler section for Iron Fist Season 2, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Y'all still here? Alright, so, let me first talk about Walker. So we find out Walker has, if I remember correctly, dissociative identity disorder, I believe, where she has multiple personalities, but she can't remember which either one. She has 2 of them. There's Walker, and then there's Mary. Walker is a hit woman, and she was part of the military, and, she does jobs and everything. Well, Mary is, this kind little artist, shy artist that's new to New York, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Danny," and I thought the dynamic with her was pretty cool. But I would have liked to see more of her, is spend more time with her when she was in prison. Maybe we can see how Mary was born, and maybe just more of the times we see of her, of her shifting her personality. So we don't really see that much of Mary, Walker's backstory of her time when she was in captivity or anything. We're told a lot of what happens, but we don't actually see it. The most we see when she was actually in captive is when some rain comes down and then Mary pops up and she starts drawing on the wall with a coin. I would like we spend more time with her. Got to spend and see some more of her see more of her just sort of action. How like maybe how it got created, and just overall time in captivity to what led to marriage. Just overall more time with her, because like I said, I thought she was probably the most interesting character in the whole in the series that got introduced, besides Davos. No, yeah, I think she would. No, I think I liked her more than Davos. At least I found her more interesting than Davos. So yeah, I would like to see more of her too. Of course, Davos ends up taking the Iron Fist, and he's called the Steel Serpent. And I really dug how the color in his was red, and he has it in both hands. Man, that was pretty cool. And one thing I loved is when they go to when Colleen and Misty go to the tattoo parlor where I forget what they're called, the Dove sisters, I think they were called, the Cardinal sisters, I don't even know whatever they were called. They were named after birds. Come out and they tell her, about the ritual, what they did, where they got the shipment from a previous Iron Fist guy, how they cut off the top, they cut off his chest that had the Iron Fist logo, that had the dragon tattoo on it, and then they burned it, and then they mixed the ashes with the blood to make the Misty is like, I'm sorry, but what the hell is wrong with y'all? And she's like, it's a job. You could have said no. That old scene just had me dying, man. I thought he was really cool, and the time we spent with him when he was in Kunlun, the time where her mother, after the fight happened, she's like, I am ashamed of you, I have to live with this shame, you've disappointed me, and the conversation where he has his mother right before he leaves, when she's like, I will make you proud, mother, I'm gonna go get daddy, I'll make you proud, and her mother is like, should I not, should I open the door, should I not, that whole scene was just absolutely fantastic. So, now let's talk about the ending. So the ending, we find out later on in the series that actually Colleen gets the immortal Iron Fist from Davos, because Danny ends up thinking like, I am not worthy of the Iron Fist. It brings out the worst in me. So Colleen, you take the Iron Fist. And for her color is white, which I thought was cool. And that whole scene where she gets the Iron Fist, man, which I gotta say, I love the logo she has now. Like, if I ever got tattoos, which I probably would, and honestly probably one day get tattoos, I would low-key almost want to get a tattoo of Colleen's logo that she has for the Immortal Iron Fist, because it looks really cool when it wraps around her arm. It looks actually really cool to me, so. And I like how she mixes it with her actual family crest. What do you guys say? I love that subplot they have with her and the family crest and everything, and also there's these gangsters are like these group of Asian kids that are like, street rats, they're living on the streets, they don't got their parents or nothing, they're just living day by day. I thought the whole subplot with them and Colleen and BB, I thought that was also a nice little dynamic in the series as well, in the season I should say as well. And so we last see Colleen, she stops up these two guys that I think robbed a bank, and she pulls out her katana, and she has her fist glowing, and then the glow continues into her sword, and I was losing my mind here. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome, man. It looked really cool, and I would have loved we got Caesar just to see what Colleen would have done with the Immortal Iron Fist, but I won't lose completely sleep over. So let's get over to so then Danny ends up going on this journey trying to figure out what is his purpose in life, because he finds that actually it looks like Colleen's mom was the first woman to get the iron, to beat the dragon and become the Immortal Iron Fist, and because of destiny, maybe the whole Iron Fist was meant to be for Colleen, not him, and he's on this journey of redemption, or of trying to find his true self. Warden has joined him along the way because he's struggling with this whole thing, because he's trying to be better, but life's kind of kicking him while he's down. And, the man can't just catch a break, Johnny Guy tells him, nah, man, you're coming with me whether you like it or not. And so we see that when they're in Japan, he tells him he tells those guys like, hey man, I need to know where this guy where he is, and he's like, no, I don't know him. He's like, man, and Warren tells him, you don't want to mess with me. The Asian dude's like, oh yeah, really try me, shows off his gun. Then Danny comes up. We see that he has the Iron Fist back in both hands, and literally starts grabbing out guns and shoots these two bullets when the Asian dude shot bullet, and they all move to block off the bullet from the Asian dude. I lose my mind here. Apparently, this next, and I looked this up actually a little bit. Apparently, it's actually a reference to the previous Iron Fist. The previous person that had the Iron Fist before Danny did during World War One, and what he did was, of course, he did the whole gunslinger thing, and what he called it was gun fu. So yeah, like, I thought that stuff was real cool. I would have, like I said, I would have loved if we did get C3. I would have loved to see a gunslinger Danny. That would have been fucking cool, man. So yeah, that's about all I gotta say with the spoilers. The season overall was fucking phenomenal. I love what they did. The stuff with Walker was great, and yeah, man. So anyway, guys. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, the links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
She's